Welcome to crimenet News, your soon-to-be leading source of Payday news and topics going around the world of Starbreeze and Payday. I'm your host, Capcake.
And I'm fellow co-host Vice.
The blog post this week, while insignificant on the face of it, actually had some juicy details on the inside. The main topic of this blog post was about the daily activities and Mask of the Week rotation and what some of the masks on this first release of it are. As you can see, they detailed some information for us that we can look forward to. The main key point that I have is the fact that these masks will be customizable and they will not be forever gone in the store if you do miss it that week. They will come into the store later in time. The juicy details that we got were how daily activities will be giving infamy points and how this ties with the future progression overhaul, and how the next blog post will be actually featuring said progression overhaul included in the next update. Yes, you heard that right, next update. Also next week, alongside the blog post, there will be a roadmap talking about everything going on in the next update, and that makes me feel like the next update is going to be big. I hope personally it includes Boys in Blue, but we do not have that detail quite yet. And this seems like a big push for Starbreeze to really show that Payday 3 can shine. In the meantime, while we wait for the future patch, let's talk about everything else we learned about this week.
Community Day for the Payday community has been one of the fastest growing events Payday fans have been looking forward to. This past event in May was a hit as every criminal donned their mask and joined in as Starbreeze collaborated with the community and threw in a double Weapon XP weekend for us. But is there more to the mix? PD Lucky, the organizer of the Payday Community Day, says in a Reddit thread that a double infamy points event could be in the works soon.
Another thing to mention, not related to Community Day, but what is on the Community Day artwork itself is the background. As you can see, on the lower left is a magazine. Now this magazine is familiar to the Payday universe, but we haven't quite seen it yet in Payday 3. This magazine comes from the G3 rifle. So there's a good chance the G3 rifle is coming. Whether that is in DLC 2 or a future DLC is unknown at the time of writing.
On the topic of DLCs, some recent news went over how quick play works with DLC content. In a dev stream, Almir has stated that syntax error and, in effect, DLC heists will require you to have the DLC to matchmake into it. Meaning, if you do not have the DLC, the only method of playing the DLC heist would be finding a party, whether through Nebula or through the post-match party creation that came out in last week's update.
In the same dev stream, Almir was also in hot water about the Vlad appearance. He did confirm during the live stream that as far as he is aware, Ilya Volok will still be voicing, so the controversial change to his image is just that, a likeness change, not a change of voice actor at all. With the update coming out, there was also reports of players being unable to play or launch the game at all, with repeat crashing during the launch sequence. If you or anyone you know is affected by this issue and is unable to launch Payday 3, Starbreeze is asking that you contact Elizabeth, who you can find on the official Payday Discord, or DM her on Reddit.
Starbreeze, understandably concerned with their player base, has recently released a survey to the community trying to figure out why players have stopped playing their recent title, Payday 3. Hopefully, with having players' grievances in one central location, it will help them organize what is important and what they should prioritize as they continue to work on Operation Medic Bat. If you're interested in participating, the survey is going to be down below in the description.
In a recent update to the Starbreeze website, Starbreeze has announced as of December 31st, 2023, there are 194 employees working at their offices. But how is this divided? Who is working on Payday and who is working on their upcoming titles such as Project Baxter? From how slow the updates have been with the community's former cash cow, it would appear that most of their resources are currently anywhere but Payday.
To those of you who enjoy a good progress report, Starbreeze's interim Q1 report is soon to release on May 14th. This will be the first quarterly report the company has released since the removal of their former CEO Tobias, and the last quarterly report which boasted about the sales of Payday 3. Will Operation Medic Bag be enough to patch up the damage that has been done, or will investors pull out? Stay tuned for more.
I certainly would not want to be in the shareholders' room May 15th as Starbreeze is holding their first annual general meeting, or AGM, since the launch of Payday 3. For investors, this is the opportunity to voice their opinions and concerns to Starbreeze and hopefully light a fire underneath their chairs. But will the table finally buckle from the weight of the promises Starbreeze has made for Payday 3 since post-launch, or will we finally see a little bit more streamlined development and begin making Payday great again, like we so deeply want? Expect updates on this development as soon as we are able to get more information.
Here's a treat for those of you who enjoy watching others play Payday 3. Twitch drops are currently under development, as a picture has surfaced from a Starbreeze developer streaming Payday 3 with drops enabled. Here's hoping the drops make it worth it. And at the same time, we would like to propose an idea to the developers to not only help the viewership increase of the game, but your very own partners as well.
For those who have been living under a rock, Payday 2 also had Twitch drops enabled, giving us some pretty interesting outfits and masks to add to our ever-expanding inventory. But did you also know that the infamous Almir mask was exclusively linked to Almir Listo's personal channel, meaning the only way you could collect this infamous mask was by watching Almir live on his personal Twitch channel.
Pretty good for viewership if you ask me. But what we propose, and I've shared this idea with most of the Starbreeze partners, and every single one of them is eagerly on board with, is for Starbreeze to share the love and make an exclusive mask and link it to the respective partner's Twitch channel. Not in the means of a Twitch drop, but as a subscriber incentive. This would not only get your partners streaming your game more, but also viewers watching your game more, as the viewers or mask collectors such as ourselves would now be more inclined to help support their favorite Starbreeze partners both in and out of game. Many other game developers have done this to support their communities, and to be honest, this shouldn't be scoffed at, especially with how things have been looking as of late. The bag is in your court, Starbreeze. Aim for the van.
Thank you for tuning in, Heisters. Again, I'm Capcake, and this is my co-host, Vice. Make sure you keep those helmets flying, and we will keep crimenet briefed on all things Starbreeze and Payday.